Mocking the poor while I'm up in the bank. Force feed you a mint cause I know your breath stank. I'm lice-free in a tight tee. Dropping bars like I'm Anne Frank. Hit a kid with my car, now I'm playing the stage. Future queen of the shit like my first name is Kate. Lighting up my ops like Sammy Sosa. Mingling with OJ, call me a mimosa. Speaking as the only expert on the subject, here are the top 10 rappers of all time. My criteria for greatness is holistic. If you have any objections to my selection, please let me know in the comment section down below. But you must phrase your critiques in the form of a haiku or incorporate it into a death threat. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you don't, I will find out. I will sneak into your humble abode and sew a pebble into all of your shoes, so you will never know comfort. I'm just kidding. I don't know how to sew. Let us begin. Number 10, Blueface. There are always a handful of rappers that truly redefine what the genre can sound like. In Mr. Blue's case, the expectation that one must rap on beat or even melodically is thrown out of the window. He reminds me a lot of my third favorite bald person, DMX, who also shattered musical conventions by barking at the beginning of his songs. People underestimate the creative utility of Blow. Blueface's music videos, especially the one for his magnum opus Carne Asada, changed my life personally. When I witnessed somebody pouring lemonade, which was probably spiked with liquor and some unknown strain of hepatitis, down the quivering tanned cheeks of a twerking Latina, I was transformed into a person who now wanted to build a wall, specifically around these Mexicans. I don't want them or Blueface to escape that backyard. Number 9, Aelia Banks. Hey girl! Thank you. This woman should be the US's representative during every geopolitical event. I personally would love to see her molly-whop Putin and then duck walk away. She's a lyricist, the likes of which we haven't seen since Billy Ray Cyrus. A master of the English language. I say this unironically. Her verbal skills are not just limited to her music, but her online beef. No offense to the ethereal Canadian pixie woman that is Grimes, because I actually do enjoy her work. But when Miss Banks called her a, quote, dirty sneaker, inbred, out the woods, Pabst beer meth head who smells like a roll of nickels, and referred to Elon as a mutant whose humanoid group emerged/crawled out of the Caucasus cave system 15,000 years after the first Caucasian Homo sapiens did, I transcended into another plane of existence. Oscar Wilde could never. Number 8, Marky Mark. He looks like if you compressed Vanilla Ice like an accordion. He looks like if you sewed two of the Beastie Boys together and then transformed that kosher conjoined twin into a Gentile. There are those who would argue that Vanilla Ice is to be credited for shattering the glass ceiling for corny white rappers, but they don't acknowledge that Marky Mark also accomplished getting a #1 hit while being 5'8" and a convicted felon. 2 factors that are equally damaging to his overall success rate on dating apps. No shade though, because I do love my stocky kings out there, looking like seductive garden gnomes. Marky Mark was also an early adopter of #FreeTheNip. It was groundbreaking for him to be flashing his little Catholic titties like that on MTV. He was also one of the first rappers, besides Sir Ice of the Cube and Big Willie, to bridge the gap between the worlds of music and acting.
I hear you whispering. Planning on stealing something?
No, ma'am, we're not.
Plan on murdering me in my sleep?
What? No.
Number 7, Soulja Boy. Put some respect on this man's name. Do you know what his song Pretty Boy Swag did for the asthmatic community? Huh? He was an innovator, a groundbreaker, a tax evader. Probably. Most people in our generation did not recognize his greatness until he did that Breakfast Club interview where he was donning that Gucci headband from the Field Slave collection. Soulja crawled so that these little internet rappers could fly. You hear that, Lil NDA? You'd still be handing out mixtapes to your coworkers at Wendy's during their vape breaks if it wasn't for this Microsoft clip art tattooed cartoon character. For any aspiring musicians, feel free to use Lil NDA as a stage name. As for my rap name, it's Bernie Madoff. My former name, Little Witness Protection Program name, didn't have enough street cred. It just made me sound like a snitch. Regardless, Soulja's entrepreneurial savvy is unmatched. Maybe if Jay-Z wasn't too busy committing adultery with Rachel Ray, he too would have come up with the ingenious idea to sell bootleg Chinese consoles. Soulja, I know that you're probably on Xbox Live as I speak, getting into fights with 12-year-olds, but you truly are one of the GOATs. That was a sheep. Number 6, Nick Cannon. A man who has sowed more seed than a farmer. Let me just say that I am glad that this icon is deliberately spreading his dashiki-wearing, rare disease-having DNA all across LA County. His beef with Eminem is truly legendary, especially that one diss track that the cast of Wildin' Out sharded out about a presidential administration ago. Nick Cannon did what no rapper had ever done before. He made L's airborne. Number 5, Iggy Azalea. When I think about transformative artists with legendary reinventions, I think about Igloo Australia. I don't care. I don't care that it's an overused joke. You know what? I'm gonna do some more. Itchy alopecia. Iguana amnesia. Ignatius anemia. Isosceles aluminum. Okay. Oh, no. I deserve to be booed. Exaggerating one's persona is expected of any artist. NWA marketed themselves as these hardened thugs from Compton. But let's be real. Sir Ice of the Cube and Dr. Dolittle were music nerds. Eazy-E was a low-level dealer, but he has that in common with a quarter of rap's white suburban listeners, slinging their excess Adderall to their classmates. These dicks were listening to Bill Withers and writing poetry in their mead notebooks, but all they had to do was wear black snapbacks and furrow their brows to make suburban mothers think that they were the personification of an AIDS-riddled pipe. Iggy Azalea is just taking reinvention to its natural conclusion by black voicing. As someone who is no stranger to exaggerating the natural cadence of my voice, it was reassuring to hear that lily white Australian woman rap like she was raised in the ghettos of Louisiana or Miami or Atlanta. That's the accent of a woman who's lived through Hurricane Katrina. I thought to myself, anything is possible when you forego dignity or self-awareness. You're telling me that we are no longer confined by what we really sound like? I can just sing or rap like I'm British? Now from the top, make it pop, that's some wet. Now get a bucket and a mop, that's some wet. Life-changing. Number 4, Lil Pump. In the same vein as Mr. Blueface, Mr. Pump was an innovator, an inspiration to a whole generation of anemic-looking boys who had aspirations of becoming a rapper. Despite not possessing an iota of talent, this sentient rag doll emerged onto the scene and said, "Worry no more, for I am the felt dreadlocked way." People mock his hit song Gucci Gang for being monotonous and a sign of what happens when you let a generation riddled with Adderall brain rot dictate the consumer market. But I would argue that his discography serves a greater purpose, as it will be what is played to Chinese troops as anti-American propaganda in order to radicalize them before they march onto our shores. And we will deserve to be overtaken. Number 3, the Education Connection Girl. She is, in many ways, the blueprint of what a true rapper should be. She was mysterious. She had just the right amount of sensual appeal. She looked like a composite image of every white woman named Brenda. Name any other rapper who dropped a single banger, whose lyrics you can recall word for word, who still has relevance in our current culture, with no controversies, no drama, no secret children, no rap sheet, no screaming from a balcony in Munich. From whence does she hail? Who knows? She had sweet moves. Her body just knew how to sway to the music. From the looks of it, she must be some sort of interdimensional being. It scares me to know how much power she holds, and if she will ever visit our realm again. Number 2, Insane Clown Posse, the only rap duo who legit might have scurvy. Rarely do you have artists whose lyrics are so deep and profound that you have to pause the music and just sit in silence in order to truly absorb the message. ICP is known more so for its fan base, the Juggalos, not to be mistaken with Gigolos, though both groups are equally important in making up the foundation of society. And finally, number 1, current Kanye. Thank you for watching. Shout out to my top patrons. Thank you for hanging in. I'm not gonna lie, you have been an absolute heaven sent. And thank you to my other lovely patrons. Your names should be scrolling on screen as I speak. If you would like to donate to my Patreon, the link is on screen in the description down below. You get to see me uncensored. That was not me being suggestive. That just meant like I can swear and make some more raunchy jokes. That's literally it. Do not ask me. Okay, bye.